Hi, John here. Okay, we're answering another question from you all. This one is a good one. It's a good. It's it's one about relationships, and the question is: I've just left a long-term relationship. How do I go forward without bringing all my old baggage with me? And how can I employ alignment and positive thinking in such a terrible time? Okay. Well, relationships are dynamic, but they're so very real. You see, while every single one of us is uniquely different, we also share something massive, and that's humanity. So, as we share this platform of humanity and share similar, but not identical, situations through life so that we can kind of identify with each other and have empathy with each other for different things, all supposedly and harmoniously coming out of a love based thing. Does that make sense to you? I mean, we're here to fellowship for sure. I mean, if we were here by ourselves and could only talk to the trees, the fish, and the birds, I'm sure we'd find a way, but it might not be as satisfying. So we are here in the likeness of whatever you believe, um, to fellowship with one another and learn from one another and laugh with one another and share with one another how we all fell in the same creek at the same age, or how we all excited about learning how to tie our shoes, or our first date, or our first day at school, or our first goal we scored, or all those things to share. And it may be different. Successes and playing fields of success are different, but the same. So relationships become such a natural and human part of our fellowship with each other, our way to learn from each other. And we want to love that and respect it because, in many ways, that's all we're here to do. So, when a relationship comes together in that really nice, oh, mysterious infatuation, that little feeling in your stomach, and you get excited at the thought of it, and you can't have a conversation without somehow their name sneaking into it, and all those things, that's very, very exciting. And then, we actually meet and spend time and touch each other's hands and feel, wow, the energy. I mean, palpable, energetic, electrical zoom. Nice. And dating and maybe marriage and maybe not. Maybe it's just a very long relationship, but it's one that's loving and nice. And it doesn't have to be long to seem like forever, and you know that. So we don't want to put any, if it wasn't 6 months, it wasn't real. No, it could be 2 minutes and it could be real. Let's give ourselves the credit and the empathy for what life and love is. The larger love is so much more generous, though. The love of the universe, the love of God as you understand Him. The love a mother has for a child, the pride of the love of a father has for his son. Um, it's all encompassing and it's ever, but the love between a man and a woman sometimes can be a little bit more narrow if it's not fully matured or not meant to be. And when I say not meant to be, it sounds cruel, but some things are not meant to be. Not meant to be for a long time, but they're all meant to be for a short time. If you've come together with somebody, it wasn't a mistake, and it certainly wasn't wrong. It was just a journey, a bridge to something else. Remember, everything that begins has an end in its mind already. We are adventurous souls. We are human experience. We are here to um, be excited about the new beginnings. The new beginnings. This is a new beginning. 12/21, 2012. Right now, we're in the very baby steps of a new beginnings. And if there were no endings, we would never have a new beginning. So, in the relationship side of things, even though things might have been absolutely beautifully and tranquil throughout the relationship, everything, it had everything. It had love, it had lust, it had excitement, it had laughs, it had energy, it had all those things. But now it's over. And why it's over doesn't matter. It's over because it wasn't sustainable. It's over because somebody found somebody else. It's over because somebody else didn't like it. I don't know. But if it's over, then you have to accept that as a wonderful beginning and end to something. To be able to look at it and say, this was complete in its ending. You see, we sometimes ask and pray for things, and when they come in a bigger box and they can't fit into the room you're in, the universe asks you to kind of step through this door into the bigger room to go get your bigger manifestation that you've been asking for. The only thing is, and the only kind of rule of good manners are, that before you go into this room to get your big prized manifestation that you've ordered up, you have to close this door first, to open this door, to go into your bigger boxed surprise. Everything begins with an end in mind. Life is the never-ending journey of new beginnings. I know you're sad. I know your heart's broken. And I know you're crying. But I want you to know that right around the corner, as soon as this closing quietly, you don't have to slam it. You can close it with joy and fullness and resign to the reality of what it is. You can look at it and say, that was good. And just as you close this door and you open the next, there's a UPS guy there. He's pretty fit too. Women, if you're a man. And they got something for you. And it's what you ordered. Now, it might not be right there at the door. Maybe you had to get out of this for peace. Maybe you had to leave this to get peace of mind and clarity. We don't always do the right thing by going right from one relationship to the other. As a matter of fact, I might even say that it would not be that great of an idea unless it's something that you've desired for a very long time and you've done some investigations in. Now, if you do and things don't work out, and if you have kind of back-to-back situations where they don't work out for sure, I would recommend that you take some time. But you can't do it wrong. Okay, this is relationships, and you got your whole life. The only thing that is wrong is sometimes, not wrong, nothing can be wrong, but sometimes we try to hold on to things that really have already ended, and we're still telling ourselves stories, and it's getting worse because we're not now in a truthful state. We're not authentic with ourselves. So, relationships are dynamic, but they're here to end sometimes too. And for those that don't, actually they do at one time or another, because we got to move on. So, relationships and going forward is about new beginnings and starting from the present moment in the now with all of the assets and the strength that you have. Checking, 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 looking for, wow, that was great. But I can hardly wait and see what I'm going to get next because he was a great guy, except for his beating and alcohol abuse. Check. Kidding. He was a great guy, but it's better. She was a great woman. I loved being with her, but I know there's something better for me out there, or this wouldn't have matured to the point where it had to change. So, as you go into your new relationship, or as you're alone, find some solace there. You may find that being alone for a while isn't so bad, and make it some peace and quiet without all the energy and chaos of somebody else's journey. Maybe you need just to spend some time in your journey to kind of relish and regroup who you are, because I'm sure you're doing just fine from your own perspective, and you will do fine as soon as you find that match. All this is said is that the vibrating matches for the match of the two of you just wasn't there. Or it's matured away. Things happen. I hope that helps you answer the question.